We are all on a quest, seeking fulfillment, success, happiness, or a sense of purpose. But often, in this pursuit, we forget that the answers we're looking for don't reside in someone else's life or achievements. They lie within us, in the very core of who we are. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to get distracted by external noise and to measure our progress against others. But to truly tap into our greatness, we must look inward, practice self-reflection, and hold ourselves accountable for our actions. The Stoics understood the power of self-reflection and the importance of defining one's own path. They believed that true freedom and strength come from understanding ourselves and taking responsibility for our choices. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often emphasized the need for introspection. He said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This simple but powerful statement highlights the importance of looking inward to cultivate a life of purpose, virtue, and peace. Before we dive deep into the Stoic-inspired principles that can guide you on this journey of self-discovery and accountability, please hit that subscribe button and let's get started. 1. Self-reflection. Understand yourself first. Self-reflection is at the heart of personal growth and one of the foundational principles of Stoicism. The Stoics understood that before you can truly understand your purpose, make meaningful progress, or even find fulfillment, you must first take the time to understand yourself. Have you ever paused to reflect on your own thoughts and behaviors? Or do you often find yourself rushing from one task to another without examining the deeper motivations behind them? Self-reflection is the practice of turning your attention inward, analyzing your thoughts, actions, and emotions, and gaining clarity about who you are and what drives you. It's about asking yourself meaningful questions. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What do I fear and why? What excites me and gives me energy? These aren't just surface-level questions. They require honest introspection and an openness to learning more about yourself, no matter what you might find. In a world that constantly bombards us with distractions and external expectations, it's easy to lose sight of our true desires. How many times have you found yourself doing something because it was expected of you or because others seemed to be doing it? Stoicism teaches that we must seek clarity from within rather than seeking validation or direction from others. By understanding who we are at the core, we can align our actions with our own values, rather than chasing after external validation or conforming to societal norms. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, frequently engaged in self-reflection, reminding himself that the purpose of life is to live in accordance with nature and virtue. He recognized that his external circumstances and challenges didn't define his happiness. His thoughts and actions did. He said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This underscores the idea that when you take the time to reflect on your thoughts and beliefs, you gain control over your life. You stop being a passive participant in your own story, and instead, you become the author of your narrative. When you engage in self-reflection, you not only gain insight into your strengths, but also become aware of your weaknesses. This is where growth happens. We all have areas of our lives that could use improvement, but the key is to acknowledge them without judgment. Have you ever avoided looking at certain parts of yourself because it felt uncomfortable? Stoicism teaches that it's in these uncomfortable moments that true growth can occur. By acknowledging your weaknesses and facing them head-on, you can begin to transform them into strengths. In addition to recognizing your weaknesses, self-reflection also helps you discover your deepest motivations. What drives you to take action? Is it the desire for approval, money, status, or something deeper, like a sense of purpose or the wish to serve others? When you know your motivations, you gain the power to make decisions that align with your values and long-term goals. This alignment creates a sense of peace, because your actions are no longer dictated by external pressures but by your own internal compass. Have you ever stopped to question what fears might be holding you back? Fear is a natural emotion, but unchecked fear can prevent us from reaching our full potential. By engaging in self-reflection, you can identify the fears that are standing in your way and begin to confront them. Whether it's fear of failure, rejection, or change, acknowledging your fears is the first step in overcoming them. As the Stoics believed, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. By understanding your fears, you regain the power to act despite them. To make self-reflection a meaningful practice, consistency is key. Taking a few minutes each day to reflect on your thoughts and experiences can lead to powerful transformation over time. How often do you take time to pause, reflect, and check in with yourself? If you don't already have a habit of journaling, consider making it part of your daily routine. Writing down your thoughts and feelings helps bring clarity to your mind. You can jot down your challenges for the day, what you've learned, and how you can improve moving forward. This practice doesn't have to be long or complicated. It's about being honest with yourself and creating space for personal growth. When you engage in daily self-reflection, you start to develop a clearer sense of who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to achieve. As you continue this practice, you'll notice that your decisions become more intentional, your actions are aligned with your values, and you're able to navigate life with a sense of purpose. This self-awareness allows you to focus on what truly matters and helps you to avoid getting distracted by the noise and opinions of others. It's in this inner clarity that you can find the true strength to pursue your goals and build the life you desire. In the end, self-reflection is not just about identifying what's wrong. It's about understanding what's right and aligning your actions accordingly. By consistently reflecting on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, you begin to live with intention, purpose, and the confidence that comes from truly knowing yourself. 2. Accountability. Own your actions and choices. Accountability is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, and its importance cannot be overstated. Stoicism teaches us that while we may not have control over the events and circumstances that occur in our lives, we always have control over how we respond to them. This is a powerful concept because it places the responsibility for our lives squarely in our own hands. Have you ever found yourself blaming someone else or external circumstances for your mistakes or failures? It's easy to point fingers when things go wrong, but the Stoic wisdom encourages us to shift our mindset. Instead of focusing on what we cannot control, we must take ownership of how we choose to react. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us that we are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens. This is a profound truth. Our reactions to events, rather than the events themselves, shape our experience of the world. When we fail to take responsibility for our actions, we give away our power. By acknowledging that our thoughts and actions are within our control, we regain that power and take ownership of our lives. Each choice we make, whether big or small, is a reflection of our character. Every decision shapes who we are and the path we walk. One of the most liberating aspects of accountability is realizing that we are not helpless victims of our circumstances. In life, we will inevitably face challenges, setbacks, and even failures. However, these moments do not define us unless we allow them to. How often have you made excuses for your mistakes instead of owning them? It's natural to want to avoid responsibility, especially when things don't go as planned. But by shifting the focus from blaming external factors to reflecting on our own responses, we empower ourselves to grow and learn from each experience. Mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities to refine our understanding, sharpen our skills, and develop resilience. Accountability is not just about acknowledging when things go wrong. It's also about recognizing and celebrating our successes. When we achieve something meaningful, it's important to take pride in the effort we put in, not just the outcome. Stoicism teaches humility, reminding us that external success does not define our worth. However, it also acknowledges that we should recognize the hard work and dedication that contributed to our achievements. By taking full responsibility for both our failures and successes, we cultivate a sense of ownership over our journey. Have you ever had a moment where you succeeded, but felt hesitant to acknowledge your role in the accomplishment? Perhaps you were quick to attribute your success to luck or the help of others, downplaying your own contribution. Stoicism teaches that recognizing our efforts, without becoming arrogant or self-centered, helps us stay grounded. Acknowledging the work you've put in reinforces the truth that your actions matter and that you are the author of your own story. To cultivate accountability in your daily life, consider taking time at the end of each day to reflect on your actions. What choices did you make that aligned with your values and goals? Where did you fall short? And how can you learn from those moments? This daily reflection allows you to take an honest look at your progress, identify areas for improvement, and make intentional changes going forward. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, but taking a few moments to check in with yourself can provide valuable insight into your growth. The key to accountability is self-awareness. When you hold yourself accountable for your actions, you create a sense of ownership over your life. Rather than allowing external events or other people's actions to dictate how you feel or how you respond, you take control of your thoughts and decisions. This empowers you to act with purpose, even in the face of adversity. The Stoic philosophers were adamant about the importance of self-mastery. They believed that to live virtuously and wisely, we must first take responsibility for our actions and choices. This doesn't mean we should beat ourselves up for every mistake or imperfection. Rather, it means we should approach each moment with the understanding that our responses are our own. By practicing accountability, we reinforce our commitment to personal growth, learning, and developing the strength to navigate life with wisdom. Accountability also fosters personal integrity. When you own your actions, you build trust with yourself. How can you expect to trust others if you don't trust yourself to follow through on your own commitments? Holding yourself accountable for your progress is not about perfection. It's about showing up every day, doing the best you can, and learning from your experiences. By consistently taking responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you become a more empowered and resilient individual. So, take a moment each day to reflect on your journey. What have you learned? How have you grown? And most importantly, how can you take ownership of the next step in your path? In doing so, you'll cultivate a life that is guided not by external forces or distractions, but by your own sense of purpose and accountability. 3. Define your own goals. Stop measuring yourself against others. In a world where social media constantly feeds us images of others' achievements and lifestyles, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your own success by someone else's standards. We scroll through feeds filled with success stories, luxury, popularity, and accomplishments, and we can easily find ourselves comparing our own lives to what we see on the surface. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what does success really mean to me? What do I value most? And how can I define my own path to fulfillment? The Stoics understood that true fulfillment is not found in external validation, wealth, or the fleeting markers of success that society often glorifies. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, famously said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." This powerful reminder challenges us to think beyond the momentary distractions and focus on the kind of legacy we want to leave behind. The way you live today, the choices you make, the values you embody, and the impact you have on others will define the mark you leave on the world. It's not about following someone else's trajectory. It's about crafting your own path, one that aligns with your values and your vision of a meaningful life. The trap of measuring your worth against others can be all-consuming. You may find yourself striving for the same accomplishments or possessions as someone else, only to realize that it doesn't bring you the satisfaction or fulfillment you thought it would. Why is that? It's because success is deeply personal, and what works for someone else may not resonate with your own inner values. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from living virtuously and aligning your actions with your values, not seeking approval or external recognition. It's not about how much you own or how many accolades you accumulate. It's about the integrity with which you live your life and the positive impact you have on the world around you. When you take the time to define your own goals, you stop measuring yourself against the ever-changing standards of others. You begin to focus on what truly matters to you. This could mean prioritizing your health, nurturing meaningful relationships, growing your wisdom, contributing to your community, or pursuing passions that bring you joy and fulfillment. What do you want to accomplish in your life? Not based on society's expectations, but based on your deepest desires and values. Have you ever asked yourself what kind of person you want to become, rather than what you want to have? It's essential to take a step back and ask yourself, what does success look like for me? Instead of letting others' achievements define your worth, focus on the goals that align with your authentic self. What are the virtues that you want to embody? Courage, wisdom, justice, temperance. Your goals should reflect the qualities that you admire and aspire to cultivate within yourself. This is where true fulfillment lies, in developing the qualities that make you feel proud of who you are, regardless of what others may think or achieve. The Stoics taught that we must align our actions with nature and live in accordance with virtue. For them, the pursuit of external success was never the ultimate goal. Instead, they emphasized the importance of self-mastery, wisdom, and integrity. It wasn't about measuring progress by comparison, but by personal growth and the commitment to live a life of virtue. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you create space for your own unique path to unfold. You begin to set goals that reflect your values and create a life that is deeply aligned with who you truly are, not who you think you should be based on what others are doing. Ask yourself, what legacy do I want to leave behind? What impact do I want to have on the world? And what kind of person do I need to become to achieve that? Your goals should be rooted in a vision of the future that is meaningful to you, not shaped by fleeting trends or superficial desires. True fulfillment is not about meeting society's expectations, but about living a life that is true to your own essence and values. When you define your goals based on what you truly care about, you will find a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction that no external achievement or comparison can provide. Take the time to reflect on your values and what success means to you. Then, define your goals based on that reflection. Focus on your personal growth, your ability to contribute, and your inner fulfillment. When you focus on what matters most to you, rather than measuring yourself against the lives of others, you empower yourself to create a life that is rich in meaning and aligned with your highest aspirations. This is the true path to lasting fulfillment. 4. Stay focused on your intentions. Don't get swayed by external noise. As we move forward in life, we are often confronted with distractions that can derail our progress or cause us to lose sight of our original intentions. Whether it's the temptation to compare ourselves to others, the pressure to pursue external rewards, or the inevitable challenges that arise along the way, it's easy to become swayed by forces outside of our control. But have you ever wondered how you can maintain your course and stay true to your path, even when these distractions appear? The Stoics understood that life is filled with obstacles, but they believed that these obstacles are not roadblocks. They are the very thing that allows us to grow and develop. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, reminded us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful insight teaches us that challenges are not just inevitable. They are essential to our journey. The path is never meant to be easy, and when we encounter difficulties, we should not shy away from them. Instead, we should view them as opportunities to strengthen our resolve and refine our purpose. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, it is easy to become distracted or to veer off course in pursuit of temporary rewards. Have you ever found yourself chasing after something simply because others were doing it, or because it promised quick gratification? External validation, whether in the form of social media likes, material possessions, or other people's approval, can be enticing. But the Stoics teach us that true fulfillment comes not from external forces, but from staying rooted in our inner purpose. When you focus on your original intent, you are not swayed by the opinions of others or the fleeting desires of the moment. Instead, you remain true to what matters most to you, your values, your goals, and your deeper purpose. Every challenge, setback, or obstacle that appears in your life is not something to be feared or avoided. It is an essential part of your journey. The Stoics believed that it is through adversity that we develop strength and resilience. When you face difficulties, they are not barriers but stepping stones toward greater growth. When you stay focused on your intentions, no matter the external circumstances, you demonstrate the inner strength that the Stoics valued so highly. This focus is not about avoiding distractions but about recognizing them for what they are and choosing not to let them define your path. Have you ever been tempted to give up or take a shortcut when the going gets tough? It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that success should come without effort, or that we should abandon our goals when obstacles arise. But the Stoic perspective teaches us that true strength comes from persistence, from continuing to move forward even in the face of adversity. Every setback is an opportunity to practice patience, fortitude, and self-discipline. When you encounter challenges, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? How can this obstacle strengthen my resolve and bring me closer to my goal? To stay focused on your intentions, it's crucial to keep the bigger picture in mind. Remind yourself regularly of why you started and what you truly want to achieve. When distractions or setbacks arise, take a step back and refocus on the purpose behind your actions. Revisit your goals and the values that drive them. Trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Progress may not always be immediately visible, but consistent effort over time always leads to growth. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of mental clarity and emotional resilience. They believed that by controlling our reactions to external events, we could maintain a steady focus on our goals. Instead of allowing external circumstances to control us, we can control how we respond. When distractions arise, whether they are challenges, temptations, or external pressures, we can choose to remain focused and grounded in our intentions. One of the most powerful ways to stay focused is to cultivate an unwavering commitment to your purpose. It's not enough to have a goal. You must be resolute in your pursuit of it, regardless of the distractions or obstacles that may arise. The road will not always be smooth, and there will be moments when it feels easier to abandon your original path. But the Stoic wisdom teaches us that true greatness comes not from avoiding obstacles, but from facing them head-on and continuing to move forward with purpose and determination. So, the next time you encounter a setback, remember that it is not a sign to give up but a chance to advance. Keep your focus on your intentions and trust that every challenge you face is part of the journey. Your ability to stay true to your path, no matter what distractions or difficulties come your way, will not only lead to greater success, but will build the inner strength that the Stoics revered. Stay focused, stay determined, and remember that every step forward is progress. 5. Look inside for fulfillment. Your greatness is already within. In a world where external validation and material success are often seen as the ultimate goals, it can be easy to overlook the most important source of fulfillment, the power and potential that already lie within us. Have you ever found yourself chasing after the next achievement, possession, or recognition, only to feel unfulfilled once you attain it? It's a common pattern that many people fall into, believing that happiness and contentment lie just outside of their reach. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us a profound truth. The greatest source of peace, strength, and fulfillment is not found in external achievements, but within our own minds and hearts. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This quote serves as a powerful reminder that we cannot control everything that happens around us, but we do have control over how we respond to those events. In the pursuit of success, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth by what we have or what we've accomplished. We look outward for fulfillment, assuming that the next promotion, the bigger house, or the approval of others will bring us the satisfaction we crave. But these things are temporary and can never provide lasting contentment. The Stoics believe that true fulfillment comes from within, and that the qualities we cultivate inside ourselves, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control, are the real sources of lasting peace and happiness. These virtues are not dependent on external circumstances. They are constant, regardless of what happens around us. Imagine how freeing it would be to not rely on outside validation or material success to feel whole. What if, instead, you could find peace and fulfillment by simply looking inside and nurturing the qualities that make you who you truly are? Looking inward requires practice and self-awareness. The first step is to cultivate self-reflection and mindfulness. Have you ever stopped and taken the time to truly reflect on your life, your actions, and your thoughts? Most of us are so caught up in the hustle of daily life that we rarely pause to reconnect with ourselves. However, taking quiet moments to check in with our inner state is essential to unlocking the greatness within. By regularly practicing mindfulness or meditation, we can cultivate a deep sense of inner peace that is unaffected by external noise. In these moments of stillness, we can tap into the well of wisdom and strength that lies within us. The Stoics also believed in the importance of virtue, living a life aligned with the highest principles of character. Wisdom allows us to make thoughtful decisions. Courage helps us face challenges with bravery, Justice encourages us to act with fairness and integrity, and self-control enables us to remain disciplined and focused. These virtues are not just lofty ideals. They are qualities we can actively cultivate through deliberate practice. Each day provides opportunities to strengthen these inner qualities, and as we do, we begin to build a life that is meaningful, purposeful, and immune to the fluctuations of external circumstances. One of the most powerful aspects of looking inside for fulfillment is that it allows us to reclaim control over our lives. External events, whether they are successes or failures, are beyond our full control. But how we respond to those events is entirely within our power. Have you ever noticed how your mindset can change your entire experience of a situation? When we approach life with a mindset rooted in inner strength and virtue, we are less affected by the ups and downs of the external world. Instead of relying on external factors to define our happiness, we develop an inner foundation that is steady and unshakable. The greatness you seek is not out there, it is already within you. It is not something you have to chase, acquire, or prove. It is something you must recognize, nurture, and develop. Just as a tree's potential to grow and bear fruit lies within its seed, your potential for greatness lies within the very core of who you are. By cultivating your inner virtues, you will unlock a life of meaning and purpose that cannot be swayed by external forces. So, take the time each day to reconnect with your inner self. Spend moments in reflection, allowing yourself the space to nurture your inner peace. Practice mindfulness or meditation, and embrace the wisdom and strength that already reside within you. The more you cultivate this inner peace, the more you will realize that the source of fulfillment you seek is already within your grasp. By looking inside and nurturing your inner virtues, you unlock the power to create a life of lasting fulfillment and greatness. In the end, your quest for greatness is not about looking at someone else's life and wishing you had what they do. It's about looking inward, understanding your own strengths, and taking accountability for your actions. Stop comparing your journey to others. Define your own path, stay true to your intentions, and embrace the greatness that already exists within you. The Stoics taught us that we have everything we need to lead a fulfilled life. We simply have to dig deep and tap into the potential within. When you stop looking outward for validation and start looking inside, you will find the power to shape your own future.